Freedom de Kano. Freedom Thomas in the Monte Cano. Yeah. Freedom Thomas in the Monte Cano. Na nebe, wa nebe, ubuda maka. Listen. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa maka kule kolo kega lolo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa maka kule kolo kega lolo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa maka kule kolo kega lolo. Oye nyendo ane ye nyong ike dili chukwa biama. I've gone all around the world. Ike dilo se blowa. Well wire. Well wire. Wire. Well wire. Well wire. Wire. Come on. Oh, things that pass away. Hey, but surely come to pass on Judgment Day. Well wire. Well wire. In another man, well wire. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa makambole kolo kega lolo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa makambole kolo kega lolo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa makambole kolo kega lolo. Even I'm on the Kano, he's a freedom. Biafra solo man with the wisdom. Ema kanka pugar intimidation. Kumeluma Biafra television and the radio station. We live in a mysterious world. My brother, you can't be told. If an man, when I get poor, he may born to poor. If all on your dollar, if an man, when I get poor, he may born to poor. If all on your dollar, if an man, when I get poor, he may born to poor. If all on your pelato, if an man, when I get poor, he may born to poor. If all on your pilavo, on your pupado, your chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa makambole kolo kega lolo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa makambole kolo kega lolo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. Oye kupado ye chia debelo. No wa makambole kolo kega lolo. Dr. Mondier for irregular fast on the beat.
Oko shepi and then G le kushile kwa sa. Oshepi, fly by your man there. Ejizile. I never.
We no go sit down the look. Make them come report our girls. Everybody will rise up. We no fighting, we are just up. No be so. No be so. We gonna share every day. People just a show. Full family was wiped out by Fulanis. So Jackie boy used to call them terrorists. We touch them, they can't know you go cause war. It's not the time we go change for them. Change for them, tell them we know this. When you go pull your book, they might not say, Igbo people have been marginalized. IPOB have been brutalized. We no go sit down there.
Purchase your tracks today.
Make them come kill all of us. We no go sit down there look. We can't take our life. We no go sit down there look. Bring them from the house like us. We no go sit down there look. Make them come and pull our hair.
Purchase your tracks today.
Instead of up, they take us down. Instead of right, they take us left. Kata, Buru the change. They promise to change, but we don't see the change. Why you don't let Biafra go? Are you not tired of killing them? There's not the time we go send up for them. Send up for them, tell them we don't be some me. We don't go sit down there look. Make them go kill all of us. We don't go sit down there look. Make them go check our wallet. We don't go sit down there look. Make them float our house like us. We don't go sit down there look. Make them go rape all our girls.
Hello, guys. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, fellow Biafra fans. I want to welcome you this evening. This is 39 minutes past the hour, and it's today, 24th of August, Tuesday, 24th of August, 2021. My name is IKEM DYKE, and I'm presenting this evening program to you. And the title on the screen, I try to come back to Biafra land again, and we're here to take up calls from our people to tell us exactly what is happening. I'll be playing some clips. I'll be playing some clips of an incident that took place in Biafra land where crops were destroyed, women crying. I'm going to take a couple of clips. Also, Governor Tom complaining. And I want our people to call into this program, especially those in Biafra land who are on the ground, to tell us what is happening in Biafra land. But I want to encourage you as well to share this program. Make it go around, please. Tag your friends. Make sure that anybody within your timeline get this broadcast so that they will also participate. We are broadcasting from 5 different channels. We are on YouTube, we are on Black and White Web TV, we're on Biafra Television, we're on Biafra IKEM, and we're also on my page, IKEM Patrick IKEM on Facebook. So you can check out in any of these platforms where you can get our live transmission at this hour. And I want us to take this clip and we'll be back. I'll be putting also the number on the screen. I'll be putting the number 7965, so we can get some detail of what is really happening on the ground. But meanwhile, let's take a look at this clip.
It's a harvest of tears as farmers in Dunukofia local government laments the fate has befallen them in the hands of Fulani herdsmen. The tide spared no farmland in Ukulu, Etiti, Amagu, Adagbe, and other localities here. Hedges and fences put up to protect their farms from invasion appeared to have given way easily, and their cassava plants paid heavily for it.
All our farms, cows, they damage everywhere. If you cultivate any farm, the cows will come and damage them. If you see them, tell them, look at my cassava. Your cow, they damage it. He will tell you, I
put the cassava and eat. Even stuff on my own. If you go to my farm now, you will cry. Who is giving me? Yeah? That spoil everything we are cultivated.
They burn our rice. They dig our yams and shop. Their cows enter our farm and damage it.
The farmers' quest for a way out of this onslaught that has become a way of life for them took them to the home of the regent of the community, who promised to take their plight to the appropriate quarters.
I'm sure we have a listening governor in this state who will take this matter to him and to forthwith the cattle rearers will leave our farmland.
While responding to the allegations held by the community against the cattle rearers, the chairman of the herdsmen in the area, who was invited to come have a first-hand assessment of the damage done to their farms, maintained that compensation would be paid to farmers if, after investigation, his men were found culpable.
Nobody can leave cow and destroy farmland unless by mistake. We are going to witness the thing. If it's true, we are going to compensate anybody cow destroying property.
In his reaction, the secretary of the local government, who spoke on behalf of the chairman, called on the state government and legislature to regulate animal rearing in the state.
If anyone want to do business of cattle, of any animal, he should buy a land, fence it, and rear his or her animals in that farmland.
Food security remains a very strong point of this present administration. This can only be achieved when efforts put into farming yields desirable results and not weeping and wailing, as experienced by the women of Dunukofia.
So, guys, we've seen this is a recent event. This is a recent event now in Ukulu in Dunukofia local government area of Anambra State. And Dunukofia is located kilometer north of the LGA headquarters. It's home to the Igbo people. The first official documented leader of the town was Okafor or Zoife, who rose in power in 1800. This is an ancient Igbo kingdom that is being invaded by the Fulani herdsmen. And you have Willie Obiano, who is there as the governor. You have the eastern governors who have never made any attempt, any move to secure the life of our people. And this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for. As a result of the pains of our mothers, as a result of the pains of our parents, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went further, extra mile, to see how he can constitute the Eastern Security Network. And today we have the Eastern Security Network that need to be funded. And I'll be expecting Mazi Solomon Peter to join me in this program in the coming few minutes. He's on the way driving, and as soon as he settles down, he'll be able to join us in this program. By the way, the line is open for those who want to call in. I received a series of calls. When it is time for the program, nobody calls in, but after the program, people start calling, which is completely not unacceptable. If you want to call in, the line is open now for you to call in and make your contribution, and not calling me after the program. So this is a situation where we have found ourselves, where it has become a policy to enslave our people by the Fulani government of Nigeria, led by dead Muhammad Buhari. We don't even know who is there according, the statistics. So this is a deliberate attempt because this community survived through famine. The community survived through famine. And the only way to keep them on their knees and keep them down is to destroy their policy. And we have been champions for this last year, encouraging our people to go into and it is the reason we set up the Black and White Web TV as well, to be able to encourage our people to go into farming, looking at the situation where their crops are being destroyed. In fact, we had one of the women said that even the herdsmen have to dig out the cassava from the ground and give it to their cows to eat. The level of impunity, and this is what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying, and they plotted his kidnap in Kenya. And so that is the reason we continue to fight against, because he is the only person that has the key to the liberation of our people. Forget about all the stories. Since he was abducted, have you ever seen any of these people coming out with their own strategy to defend our people? None. But while he was here, making all the move, putting all the effort to secure our land, secure our people, there were lots of castigations. There were a lot of backstabbing here and there. Now that he's not there, who have been able to stick out their neck for you? Nobody. So it's not the Kanu, and the enemy knows that. That is why they put in all the resources in the world to get him, and we are going to make sure that he's free from the dungeon. And we've seen what happened. We've seen the wailings, we've seen the pains, we've seen the anger of our mothers, who in fact are frustrated with this present Nigerian government. I know that I'm having some difficulties with the network, but I hope that I will be able to get. Please drop your comment if you have some difficulties. Drop your comment on the comment section. Let me know if you are getting the transmission. So I see Musa Ibrahim wasting of time and energy. He is a Fulani breed, and he's telling us that we are wasting time and energy exposing the activities of his brothers in the bush, exposing the activities of Fulani herdsmen in the bush. They don't show any sympathy because they see you as an infidel. Unfortunately, our people do not understand why do they have this kind of temerity. Where do they get this type of boldness, courage to destroy your crops and destroy everything? Because they see you as an infidel, and that is the truth. To them, you are an infidel who is not supposed to exist. And the moment our people realize that before your enemies, they see you as an infidel, the better for us. So you cannot share a country with people who sees you as an infidel. That is the truth. And our people need to come to terms with that reality. That before an average herdsman, you are an infidel who deserves to be punished. You are an infidel who is not supposed to own a farm. You are an infidel who is supposed to, and that is the mindset. And our people need to understand these things. You cannot coexist with people who sees you as a lower animal, who sees you as an infidel because you don't share faith, you don't share the same religion with them. So if you want to call, because calls are coming on the other line, if you want to call on +39 388 177 9665. The line is open because I want our people to also make their contribution. It's not that after the program you start bugging me and start calling me. Now that it is open, you want to call in and make your contribution. But while we wait for calls, I want us to look at what this wonderful governor, the only man that has been able to stand up and speak, what this man, how he's been confronting the dead Buhari in Asura. Let's take a look at this clip, please.
Yeah, but Your Excellency, let me just follow up on something in your opening remarks when you said you had spoken with the president and on a separate occasion, his handlers on a separate occasion. So, what was his response when you spoke to him about this?
His response, Mr. President has a set mind. Let me tell you, I have spoken to him personally. And his outing publicly also confirms what he told me. Mr. President believes that for peace to reign in Nigeria, there must be open grazing. There must be provision for cattle routes. There must be provision for grazing areas. And according to him, Mr. President feels that those grazing areas that were enacted, especially in the northern states, and cattle routes, those who have encroached on it, because I raised it with him, and he insisted that those who have encroached on it should be relocated. And that was why I told him that, look, we're no longer in the 50s. We're no longer in the 60s, because the population have overgrown the land what we have. Land is not increasing, but today we have over 200 million who compared to the less than 40 million we had in the 1950s. So there is no way we can talk about open grazing. In my state, for instance, there is no land for open grazing, but there is land for ranching.
Yeah, but Your Excellency, let me just follow up on something in your opening remarks when you said you had spoken to the president and on a separate occasion, his handlers on a separate occasion. So what was his response when you spoke to him about this?
His response, Mr. President has a set mind. Let me tell you, I have spoken to him personally. And his outing publicly also confirms what he told me. Mr. President believes that for peace to reign in Nigeria, there must be open grazing. There must be provision for cattle routes. There must be provision for grazing areas. And according to him, Mr. President feels that those grazing areas that were enacted, especially in the northern states, and cattle routes, those who have encroached on it, because I raised it with him, and he insisted that those who have encroached on it should be relocated. And that was why I told him that, look, we are no longer in the 50s. We are no longer in the 60s, because the population have overgrown the land that we have. Land is not increasing. But today, 200 million people compared to the less than 40 million we had in the 1950s. So there is no way we can talk about open grazing. In my state, for instance, there is no for open grazing, but there is land for ranching. And this is the global best practice. If we accept this, this problem will be over. And that is why most of my colleagues, in fact, the entire my colleagues, irrespective of their party affiliation, accepted that, look, the way to go is ranching. Most of the states in the north have also accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. And I have recommended Mr. President and his handlers that, look, just like we subsidize agriculture and provide subsidy for fertilizer and all that, we can do the same thing for herdsmen, because ranching, it can be a little bit expensive compared to open grazing. So we can actually help these our headers by ensuring that we have subsidy for, in terms of water we provide, because their cattle takes a lot of water, in terms of that we provide. And we can devise several other ways. And I can assure you, I'm a farmer, and I know the challenges that we're talking about. I have a ranch, and I know the problems accompanying this. But at the same time, I know the...
Yeah, but Your Excellency, let me just follow up on something in your opening remarks when you said you had spoken with the president and on a separate occasion, his handlers on a separate occasion. So what was his response when you spoke to him about this?
His response, Mr. President has a set mind. Let me tell you, I have spoken to him personally. And his outing publicly also confirms what he told me. Mr. President believes that for peace to reign in Nigeria, there must be open grazing. There must be provision for cattle routes. There must be provision for grazing areas. And according to him, Mr. President feels that those grazing areas that were enacted, especially in the northern states, and cattle routes, those who have encroached on it, because I raised it with him, and he insisted that those who have encroached on it should be relocated. And that was why I told him that, look, we're no longer in the 50s. We're no longer in the 60s, because the population have overgrown the land what we have. Land is not increasing. But today, we have over 200 million people compared to the less than 40 million we had in the 1950s. So there is no way we can talk about open grazing. In my state, for instance, there is no land for open grazing, but there is land for ranching. And this is the global best practice. If we accept this, this problem will be over. And that is why most of my colleagues, in fact, the entire of my colleagues, irrespective of their party affiliation from the South, accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. Most of the states in the North have also accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. And I have recommended to Mr. President and his handlers that, look, just like we subsidize agriculture and provide subsidy for fertilizer and all that, we can do the same thing for them, because ranching, it can be a little expensive compared to open grazing. So we can actually help this our head by ensuring that we have subsidy for, in terms of water we provide, because their capital takes a lot of water, in terms of fees provide, and we can devise several other ways. And I can assure you, I'm a farmer, and I know the challenges that we're talking about. I have a ranch, and I know the problems accompanying this. But at the same time, I know the potentials that we have. This is another way that we can provide millions of opportunities, millions of jobs, and also empower our people who, for now, when they cultivate rice and harvest the straw or soya beans, when they harvest the straw and all that, is wasted and it is burnt. This can be turned into feeds. That is what I use in my ranch. And I've been saying that we can do all this. But Mr. President doesn't believe that. So I was not too surprised, but I was disappointed that after the entire country is talking about ranching. You have heard what Raji said, and many other responsible Nigerians who want this to be solved. But because I think Mr. President is pushing me to think that what they say about him, that he has a hidden agenda in this country, it is true, because it is very clear that he wants to franchise. But he is not the first person who was the president. Yaradua was running president. They were the best president in history. But President Buhari is the worst president when it comes to issues of security and keeping his promises. Go back and check in 2015. What did he say? Human rights issues. He talked about press freedom. He talked about the economy. He talked about corruption. He talked about security. Tell me one thing that the president has achieved. He has achieved some level of development in other sectors. But truly, these prominent things that is a concern to Nigerians are not worried. Tell me where Mr. President have come out to address this matter. Is this corruption? We are worse in the history of this country than corruption.
Hi guys, I'm sorry for the network breakage, continuous network breakage. It is from my end, and I'm really sorry for that. I have to apologize. I continue to face these network challenges as a result of the network provider and the location where I found myself. But I would like to get a comment. Ochendo, yeah, the line is the broadcast is cracking. lacking. That's quite true. Lacking, I understand that. That is why I try to continue to repeat what authors have to say. But you can go to my timeline, you can get this video as well. Just quite unfortunate that I'm not giving you the best service as a result of this network challenge, but I will try my best to see how we can actually analyze what is happening, what Autumn is saying. Everybody is complaining, people are crying, people bringing the best solutions to the table, but because of the agenda of the Fulanese, they don't want to accept anything less than what they have. They don't want to accept anything less than that ranching to be able to dominate people's land. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Hello, caller. Welcome. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Yeah, please. I would like you to call back, just call back immediately, because the line keeps breaking. Call back, please. Yes, so I want the caller to call back because the line keeps breaking, the line keeps cracking. I don't know what the issues are, but I hope that he calls back and make his contribution. I know that a lot of people, and when you come and you see the situation with the network, it's not quite interesting, but we are trying our best to see how we can solve this problem of network. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Good evening.
Anyway, thank you for what you're doing. I'm one of the IKEM coordinators in the state.
Okay.
You see what is going on in our land? You see the destruction of farmland, especially in Biafra land.
Yes.
It's intentional.
Yes.
Fulani knows exactly what they are doing.
That's true.
Their plan was to destroy the whole farmland so that our people will be hungry. Forget about this thing they are saying, oh, it's not intentional. You know, I mean, those guys are not kids. They know that if what they are doing in the middle belt, if they think come to our land, our people will vote. That's why they started by a kind of trying to strangulate our people, to make us go hungry, so that we will be weak. And then we release the mayhem on our people. Understand? So this thing that is going on is a strategy, it's a game plan Fulani are using to subjugate our people. You know, it's nothing like, you know, this is just a mistake. There is no mistake on what they are doing. This is a strategy they are using to eliminate our people. You know, if you look at what is going on, the way the farmland were destroyed, the cassava, yam, everything was uprooted. You know, it shows that this is a clear intent, you know, to damage the stock. You know, so I mean, personally, me, I'm not happy with what is going on in our land. You know, our people need to wake up. Let's do this thing once and for all. You know, before the more people are dying, and that's not good for us.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Don't you think that it is the leaders of the region that bears the main burden of responsibility and blame in what is happening in our land?
Because the point is that they are the problem. We don't have leaders. If you're talking about leaders, who among them have the mandate of the people? None. All of them were rigged in. So the point is that I get upset, you know, when our people describe them as leaders, because they are not leaders. You know, nobody voted them in. Everything was all rigged. You know, it's just like when Okorocha came into power. Okorocha came into power, you know. The first thing he did, he came all the way from Abuja. He brought a certificate that he's going to be the governor of Imo State. The first time they told him, no, this is not how it works. You have to be on the line. But we don't have to let you go like that. We have to compensate you. That's when they gave him a senatorial position, which he said, no, he's not going to take. He gave it to his wife, his former wife. Understand? So that's why everything is controlled from Abuja. That's the problem we are having. We don't have anybody where we say, oh, this person has the mandate of the people. That's the problem. Okay, look at what is going on in Imo State again. You know, he brought himself over from, to be a governor of Imo State, Supreme Court. He did everything. Now see what is going on in Imo State right now. So we don't have anybody we can say, oh, this person is our own. Except Aribe. You know, that's Aribe is the man of the people, and everything he is doing, he deserves it. And he has the mandate of the people. Who else? None. Nobody. Okay, I read something today that they are trying to establish a naval base in Calabar, Cross River State, University of Calabar precise. You know, so since the governor of Calabar changed to APC, things went wrong. I had a friend, he's from, Calabar. He told me a lot of feelings since the governor switched over to
APC. Yes.
Understand? And they are not holding anybody accountable, for all these things. And all these things have not been happening before. It's only since he switched over to APC, that's when all these things started happening. You know, I just thank you for what you do. I just let me call and,
thank you, caller. I appreciate your call. You did a great job. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So we want to bring in Mazi Solomon Peter. Let's bring in Mazi Solomon Peter. Hello, Mazi Solomon. Welcome to the program. Good evening from here.
Yes, Mazi Pat, can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, very, very clearly.
Oh, okay.
I was facing serious network issues before, but I think it's getting more stable now. I hope I will be able to round up the program without much disgrace, because the network have been disgracing me and the line have been cracking because it lacked stability. I don't know if you and what autumn. Did you listen to the autumn clip, or we have to replay it again?
You might need to replay it because
okay, let's replay, because the autumn clip is a very, very interesting one. Autumn actually went into the heart of the man they call Buhari and brought out the truth that we need to know. Let's retake this clip once again.
Yeah, but Your Excellency, let me just follow up in your opening remarks when you said you had spoken with the president and on the separate occasion, he says on the separate occasion. So, what was his response when you spoke to him about this?
His response, Mr. President has a set mind. Let me tell you, I have spoken to him personally. And his outing publicly also confirms what he told me. Mr. President believes that for this day in Nigeria, there must be open grazing. There must be provision for cattle route. There must be provision for grazers. And according to him, Mr. President feels that those grazing areas that were enacted, especially in the northern states, and cattle routes, those who have encroached on it, discussed it with him, and he said that those who have encroached on it should be relocated. And that was why I told him that, look, we are no longer in the 50s, we are no longer in the 60s, because the population have overgrown the land.
So, Mazi Solomon, I want people to be relocated from their ancestral land to give way for Fulani. Mazi Solomon.
Okay, Mazi Pat, I think we have been on this very exposition for a very long time. And this message has been preached on. Mazen Nandekano has already exposed all these agendas and the plan of the Fulanis. But the thing is that so many Nigerians are not getting the point. They don't even know that they are getting lost at this very moment. You can see what is playing on in their media. They are still relaxing, you know. It's just like when God spoke to Noah and told Noah that he's going to destroy the world with water, that people should join hands to build an ark where they can be saved from the wrath of God that will come through the overflood. So people relax. Nigerians, the worst part of these things now is not about what Fulanis are doing and what Buhari is planning to do with the Fulanis. But the worst part of it is the people that this thing we are melted against, how relaxed they are. How relaxed they are, how comfortable. People continue to think that Nigeria is ours. I am born in this Nigeria. While you are seeing every indications that the Fulanis have planned jihad, they have planned to take over your ancestral land. They have planned to make sure that every indigenous people is mixed up with Fulanis, so that they can use that systematic way.
Yes.
They will use that systematic way to wipe away the indigenous people. You see what is happening in Jos. You are saying what Otton is saying here, but do you see what happened in Jos? Burying their people in thousands, in hundreds, just because of welcoming Fulanis to stay around them, welcoming Fulanis to graze their cattle. Today, Fulanis are claiming the ownership. Then the people who are the indigenous people of that land, they are non-strangers. They even happening that they
live in IDP camps.
In IDP camp. Now, even as that, the Fulanis who chase them away from their ancestral land are occupying their home. Are you not hearing it in the news?
Renaming the villages, so renaming.
This is a terrible situation. But the worst of it is that people who this plan are gradually approaching. Just imagine how big the inland mass the north is, and the Fulanis are overrunning all these big landmarks. Imagine how these small southerners are going to be if they eventually succeed in this.
There is a clip I'm going to play. It's an audio clip. But let us take to the end what Autumn have to say, because it's important to take it to the end before I take that audio clip.
We have land is not increasing, but today we have over 200 million people compared to the less than 40 million we had in the 1950s. So there is no way we can talk about open grazing. In my state, for instance, there is no land for open grazing, and there is land for ranching. And this is the global best practice. If we accept this problem will be over. And that is why most of my colleagues, in fact, the entire of my colleagues, irrespective of their party affiliation from the South, accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. Most of the states in the North have also accepted that, look, the way to go, it is. And I have recommended to Mr. President and his handlers that looks like subsidize agriculture and provide subsidy for fertilizer and all. We can do the same thing for herdsmen, because ranching it can be a little bit expensive compared to grazing. So we can actually help our herders by ensuring that we have subsidy for in terms of water we provide, because their capital takes a lot of in terms of fees that we provide. And we can buy several other ways. And I can assure you, I'm a farmer, and I know the challenges that we're talking about. I have a ranch, and I know the problems in this. But at the same time, I know the potentials that we have. This is another way that we can provide millions of opportunities, millions of jobs, and also empower our people who, for now, when they cultivate rice and harvest the straw, so that when they harvest the straw and all that is wasted. This can be turned. That is what and I've been saying that we can do all this. But Mr. President doesn't believe that. So I was not too surprised, but I was disappointed that after the entire country is talking about ranching. You have heard what Raji and other responsible Nigerians who want this to. But I think Mr. President is putting to think that he has hidden in this. It is true. Be very clear that he was the first person who was Fulani president. Shagari was Fulani president. Yaradua was Fulani president. They were the best president in history. But President Buhari is the worst president when it comes to issues of security and keeping his promises. Go back and check in 2015. What did he say? Human rights issues. He talked about press freedom. He talked about the economy. He talked about corruption. He talked about security. Tell me one thing that Mr. President have achieved. He has achieved some level of development in other sectors. But these prominent things that is a concern to Nigerians, and we're all worried. Tell me where Mr. President have come out to address this matter. This corruption, we are worse in the history of this country. That was interesting.
Mazi Solomon.
Yeah.
You've had autumn.
That is true. Autumn has just said the truth. He said the truth, and these are the kind of things that we expected governors from the southeast to be spoken about, but they are not. But we are looking at this whole thing today. Who are holding Mazi Onyendu Nandekan in the DSS detention? Fulanis. Who are killing people? Who are killing people today in their farm, destroying the farm? Fulanis. Who is protecting those people who are killing Nigeria, who are destroying the farm, destroying the economic of Nigeria? Who are aiding them? Who are covering them? They are being covered by Buhari government. The Buhari government that kidnapped our leader in Kenya. Buhari government that today is keeping our leader, Onyendu, in detention. A man that just asked for the freedom of his people. The man that just asked for self-determination, which is not against the law of Nigeria. So all Nigerians, all the indigenous people of Nigeria at this point might know that they are being surrendered by Fulanis. And it is intentional. They plan it. It is deliberate. They plan it. They plan to overrun Nigeria over the years. All these things that Otton is talking about right now, is what Mazi Nandekan over these years has lectured us, has opened our eyes, and we are full aware. But the thing is that, what do we supposed to be doing now to stop this jihad that has declared against Nigeria? What do we supposed to be doing? What's supposed to be our action? What's supposed to be the action of our representative at Abuja, the senators? What's supposed to be the action? What's supposed to be the action of your governor? Is for them to stand out for disintegration of Nigeria. What's supposed to be the message that Otton should be preaching now? Divide Nigeria to free the Middle Belt. Divide Nigeria to free the Biafrans. Divide Nigeria to free Oduduwas. That should be the message. That should be the solution. Mazi Nandekan has opened their eyes that this is the only way to go to protect your border against Fulanis, Fulani encroachment. To stop the jihad that Fulanis has already engaged on, using every instrument of government by the way they have taken over systematically. They are in charge of everything. That the only thing that could stop them at this moment is to disintegrate Nigeria, divide Nigeria. Very simple thing. Let the people of the Middle Belt arise. Arise to this occasion. That Nigeria should be divided, that Nigeria should be disintegrated through the process, through the political process of referendum. If the Autumn keep talking and these people continue to sleep over this campaign for disintegration of Nigeria, know him that Buhari, he's talking about Buhari today, but there is thousands of Buharis who are already structured to take over Nigeria. Even if this Buhari, even if this imported Buhari finish, they will also install another Buhari. Nigeria has become Nigeria at the way it is. If people did not take step towards disintegration of Nigeria, Nigeria will remain a Fulani republic. And every one of us is going to lose our ancestral land to Fulani. And that is just the point. But I don't know why they are afraid to say this. They are afraid to say this. Otton is afraid to say this. He has gotten to that point. He has gotten to that point for him to say the best way, divide the country. But they are still afraid. They are still panicking. So many of them are believing that the way the country is today, that eventually that a Southerner will emerge into a president by chance, or what happened during
to correct what Buhari have destroyed.
Yeah, to be able to remove Fulanis from the place where they have positioned themselves in Nigeria. How are you going to do it? They are the Boko Haram. I always make reference, said when they wanted this takeover, do you see how angry they are? Do you see how aggressive they are? They become suicide bombers. During the time when 1966 coup happened, they felt that is when they organized the Northern Mafians. You see Buhari, when Buhari was making his interview, he tell you that he's a product of a political process. And the political process that is directed towards Northernization of Nigeria, where they felt like the control of Nigeria is their birthright, where they felt like Nigeria is their country. They don't own it with anyone. That for power, they will keep power in the north. That is the political process that produced even the Buhari, the Babangida, all of them, both Abacha. This is the political process that produced them. And they maintain it. That Ahmadu Bello came from nowhere. Usman and Fodio come from nowhere, conquer the north. So they feel like that this conquest should continue. This conquest should continue. These are the process. This is the already settled mindset. But Nigerians are not seeing it. But every day they are eating up Nigerians. They are eating up Nigerians. Today they are talking about mass voting in the north. So there is no mass voting in the south. Today they are in charge of fraudulent census that the British granted to them, that the majority is in the north. And who are these majority in the north?
They are even into underage voting now. That was what brought Buhari to to power against Jonathan, and that was what returned him against the second underage vote.
Yes. So the thing is that the thing now is this. Look at the level of the killing in the south now. Fulani are now invading our villages, killing our people. What should we be doing now? They keep demoralizing even the security outfit that IPOP launched. A long time now since they kidnapped Mazin Nandan and they kept him in DSS dungeon. Nobody now is talking about ESN. So we need to rise to do something. We need to rise to do something. That is just it. We need to rise. Everybody need to rise with one voice to say, divide Nigeria. Look at how they intimidated our Oduduwa brothers. They have started the campaign. They have started the rally. They have started the protest. They stop them, intimidate them. Today, they are looking for a way to prescribe them. Who is the one engineering all these things? Fulanis. And Metiala, among the hundreds of Nigeria kills, Metiala, they came openly and they claimed that they are the one. They even went to apologize to the Benue people. They claimed that they are the one killing Nigeria.
And gave reason, you know, gave reason. And they gave reason.
And gave reason. And up to date, even in the southern government, Yoruba land, Igbo land, all the southerners, all of them, Metiala is in their government. The same people claiming that they are the one killing Nigeria.
Maz, let us take this clip. It is quite a long clip, but it is a long clip. But you know, this I sent this clip to a couple of people. I sent it to a friend, and the person said, forget story. He says stories. Now I want us to listen to this clip. This clip has been frowned. It's like somebody who saw a vision of the future of Nigeria. And he came saying how this vision came, how God took him down to see the vision. And you just see everything that Mazen can say. He's not an Igbo person. He's not a Biafra. Let's listen to this clip. Mazen, please hold on. Please. I want you to bear with me.
Everybody, even no matter how
Maz, is it clear?
Yes, we are hearing.
The rest is supposed to change. The leaders are not genuinely making up to think that we can change because they are the ones spoiling everything. And God is beginning to, God will start judgment at them because by the revelation that God showed me, if I share this with my sister, if I tell you, you will fear. If I tell you, you will fear. You will not. I really need to hear. Even we that we teach, even my children, I teach them. People around you, you first of all teach yourself, teach your family, teach before you go outside. I was put back on the revelation, my sister. Yes. I saw myself, suddenly I saw myself in the midst of people that were strange languages. The language was neither English, was not Yoruba, was not Igbo, was not Hausa. It was not my language. I was looking. What the hand proves is mission one accomplished. And I said, mission one, that is, because I was asking. That's the agenda of the mission one is they have accomplished it for what? Just listen. If you want to listen, if you want to hear exactly what I want to say, now listen exactly what I saw it. I have mission one accomplished. And I asked him, and I said in my heart, mission one accomplished. What is mission one accomplished? Just said, I thought you were asking me what are they? I said, this guy is talking to me. Yes, of course, you are talking. That is the reason why I brought you, so that I brought you yesterday. I have shown you this thing before. I showed you not take it serious. I showed you 2 years ago, you did not take it serious. Now I am telling you that it has reached your nose. He said, you forgot it? He now took me back to remind me what he told 2 years ago. When he told me 1 year ago. Hey, I remember everything. I remember everything. Let me tell you what I saw first. Before I will not tell you when he took me back. Then he just said, I said, please. Before you will tell me what they are saying again, mission one. Mission one. All these people I visited just are all Kanuri Fulani people. I said, all these people are all what? Fulani people. I said, because nobody belongs to I don't think I was thank you. So you no wonder I did not, this language not I did not, it was strange to me. He said, listen to mission one. Mission one is that takes all the infrastructural capacity in Nigeria. One, they will occupy all the ammunition security organization in Nigeria. That means number one, they will occupy all the financial sectors in Nigeria. They want to rule all the financial sector and all the military sector, all the power sector in Nigeria. They say they have, that is what they are saying. The election one accomplished, and that is 50% of the assignment has been done. The next thing we are going to do, we accomplish mission two.
Maz, are you listening? Is it clear to you?
So the hand was beginning to interpret to me what they are saying. What they are saying. I said mission two. That was the mention of equal now. I said, what is mission two? Immediately my ears started hearing what they are saying. Immediately my ears hearing what they are interpreting. Yes. So now I started understanding what they were saying. Yeah. What were they saying? They said now we have deployed our boys to all the cities and towns in Nigeria. In South, they are everywhere now. That we have merged Boko Haram, Hessen, and El Zazaki people together as one. That the training that they received for 4 years in Cuba and in Kuwait and in Iraq is enough for them this 4 years to take over Nigeria down. They have given them, all of them, ammunition and a minimum of 50,000 rounds of ammunition. And that each one has been loaded right now with all this ammunition. So that was what he said. They don't clap hands. So the we remember, we 2 months to when Buhari will said that he will travel out. And then we have to overthrow his. You know, that is the reason why our military there is there now. So that he automatically they become the power. And that night, overthrew the government, we have to wipe out all that are in the military. We must poison all of them or kill all of them. That night that we are killing them, we must shut down the internet. We must shut down every communication system that will make people to know what is going on outside Nigeria. And then we have to create the second communication system. And I said, all of them have also received all the communication system for the second transmission that all our people will have. Then that children that all Southerners must be wiped that night that the military people will take over. All Southerners must be wiped out of existence. All military Southerners must be wiped out so that it will be empty. That breaking money when the media was breaking news or whatever, there will be no breaking news. There will be no internet. There will be no internet. There will be no media. There will be no nothing in Nigeria. There will be no communication. They are going to shut down MTN, Airtel, everything that they will do immediately. It's over. This is scary. This is scary. I'm telling you 100% scary. He said then immediately they should get into the community. Once it is 6 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, they should enter into each community and start killing all the youth and adults. They should wipe all of them, kill some of them instantly. And then they are given 3 days to make sure that they find that their bodies and dump them and wipe them out of existence. Nobody should know where they were dumped. Bomb them, wipe them out of existence. Nobody can call in to Nigeria. Nobody can call out from Nigeria. No communication can take anywhere. When they show, then their boys should enter into the street and begin to kill, begin to shoot anybody they see. So between this period of time, they will take back land and then they will put on military uniform immediately. They become the new Nigerian soldiers. And we should be praying, my God, that there's nothing God can do. He has even went to the camp of Damolas and they can slaughter themselves among themselves to not give their plan. Because it is really the way so that the children can intervene and support him so that the parents will know these were planned by the enemy. Jehovah has been for good for his children. These are things I just told you. This thing I just told you. Have you had it anywhere? Not at all. This thing you are just.
Of course, Mazin Namdekano have been saying it. Mazin Namdekano have been saying it.
This is very deep revelation. And we have to be, every even my small place in my office, pray for a nation, even the city was that I was there. Everybody should pray for this nation.
Maz, are you getting the message clear?
Yeah. Yeah, we are listening here.
When I was taken back on the revelation, so I'm not finished. I want you to hear very well. So by the time I was able to see, I was now showing a video of how Nigeria will be. The life just automatically became a video. My sister, our country went back in 1951. That was shown in Nigeria in 1951. There was civilization. There was nothing. Everything down. By the time these people power the internet back, the internet
Mazipat, it seems like there is a pause.
Yeah, network problem.
So want to come from across the country, they came from their own, they were all empty. Nobody really, no. So people forget when they know they will be wondering, how come they will push, dust, were full, and they were wondering, who are you? So those people were carried. They were wondering this on the road. The communities, all the communities. Nigeria became a new country. You need to see. I saw I was a slave. I saw I was a slave. They were teaching us a new constitution, a new religion, a new system, a new way of life. Would you say how the people they were captured in the moon and what they are telling them to become, telling them to face when Islamic religion? There was problem, my sister. No, government is not doing it. You're not you're conversing with them. You're making actually the which government are you talking? Can you please explain to me what you mean by government? Who are you talking? Nigeria now, Nigerian government. Nigerian government of which people? The army is under the Fulani, Navy Fulani, Air Force Fulani, Immigration Fulani, Customs Fulani, Prison Fulani, NDLA Fulani, FIRS Fulani, Finance Fulani, Lagos Seaport Fulani, so who are the government? You know, just 50% has been accomplished. They said 50% has been accomplished. That means they have placed Fulani all in the capacity of controlling the finance and the military power of this nation. So they have achieved 50%. So their youth now be sent to go into the war now and begin to. Very soon now, when they use the war, their youth will begin to take over because they're giving them power, breath to subdue. So we will not have power to be able to do this, and that will begin to wipe us out of existence. And we will just be wiped away. Nothing will happen. This is our end. And Christianity out of the South. Christianity will be wiped. And then I saw that immediately Christianity was wiped out of Nigeria, Africa became darkness. Because Christianity there won't be light. Nigeria is the Christianity of the world right now, from what I was told. That Nigeria is the Christianity of the world right now. And once Nigeria goes down, the world has entered into colossal darkness.
Mazi, are you hearing me?
I am hearing him clearly.
I want to pause it. Let us listen to Otto. Just a moment.
Responsible Nigerians who want this to be solved. But because Mr. President is pushing me to think that what they say about him, that he has a hidden agenda in this country, it is true. Because it is very clear that he wants to Fulanize. But he is not the first person who was Fulani president. Shagari was Fulani president. Yaradua Fulani president.
Mazi.
Yeah. Yes, I'm with you here.
Let us take this
trying
to suppress, to subdue. So we will not have power to be able to do anything. And that's why they will begin to wipe us out of the system. And we will just wipe away. Nothing will happen. This is the beginning of our end. And they will dethrone Christianity out of the South. Christianity will be wiped out of Africa. And then I saw that initially Christianity was wiped out of Nigeria, Africa became darkness. Because Christianity there won't be light. Nigeria is the Christianity of the world right now, I was told. Nigeria is the Christianity of the world right now. And once Nigeria
Can we comment, because the message has already been passed? Can we comment and move forward?
This video is a very long video.
Yeah, but we need to get the exposition. Like as you are saying, as you are seeing the governor of Benue State speaking there, he said he has come to the position to believe what people are saying about Buhari to be truth. Which people are saying it about Buhari is trying to tell you that he has come to believe what Nnamdi Kanu told us about Buhari.
Yes.
It's true. This is the indirect way to vindicate what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told Ohaneze Ndigbo, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told the governor of the eastern region of Nigeria, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told the world about Buhari. What is his name? The governor of Samuel Orton. Samuel Orton is now confirming that all that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been preaching in Radio Biafra about Buhari, he's confirming it to be truth. He said he speak one-on-one with Buhari. This is not the people who will just sit in Lagos and will be yapping. This is a man who sits face to face with Buhari, talk with Buhari, is confirming to you that he has come to believe that what people are saying. He doesn't want to mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here. But who has been preaching that Buhari, that the person who is in Aso Rock is not Buhari? It's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Who has been preaching that that Buhari, they are using, that Fulanis are Fulanizing Nigeria? Who has been preaching it? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated today. This is a man that speaks face to face with Buhari, the man you call Buhari. He sat with him and he knows, he has come to confirm that what is being said about him is the truth. But what we are talking about is that what action do we require to be taken at this very moment? Is for everybody to stand up and say Nigeria must be divided. That is the only way you can stop the Fulanis.
And that, because you can secure your borders against the invasion.
Yes, Mazi, can you play the voice of our leader? Go to your messenger, take that video, because it's very important. Take that video. Mazi said that this talk in the Facebook, in the radio, don't tire him. He said this talk every day, we want to talk people. Just because people are in the midst of death and they're still feeling like they are alive. People are relaxing. People are thinking it cannot happen, but it has happened. Fulani stepped into the villages of Yorubas. They kill the king, and they go scot-free. They come Igbo land. They destroy farms, kill, rape, do everything. They go.
Even this past few weeks, we even saw the Fulanis even trying to drag position with the Oba of Benin, trying to enthrone their own Sariki, Mazi.
That is the thing. So now we have seen everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu preached happening. Things that people say, how can it happen here? How can it happen here? This place now our own. But it has happened. It has happened. Buhari has used the executive power to collect every arm of government in Nigeria and hand it over to Fulani. They are in charge. For the matter of fact, they are your boss today. All the diplomats are Fulanis. Both in UN, they have the highest office. Both in African Union, they have the highest office. They are everywhere. They make sure that anywhere you come, you will meet them as the boss. And we are still playing, and we still not believe that water don't pass Gary. Listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu voice. Listen to his preaching. It's very, very important. Mazi Pat, do you get the message?
Yeah, I'm trying to check it. I have messages here. I have series of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu messages here. I don't know, but let's just see if we can get this one.
let anybody say they don't want them, because things are going to start happening in the next 14 days. When it starts happening, if Fulefus may talk and yap and write their rubbish. But now that the Fulanis are kidnapping our people, disappearing us, killing people in truckloads, nobody talking. We must make our land impregnable for them. And that will involve a lot of destruction. I'm saying it live on air so that all of you will understand. To slow the advance down, we need to destroy a lot of things. We must destroy a lot of things. That's how you, all of you, will come to your senses to understand that we are in a state of war. They want to circle us. They are using the Fulefus amongst us to try to be, assuaging your, should I say, your bruised egos, all of you, writing no rubbish about one Nigeria. We are in a state of war. They've not declared it, but we are in a state of war. Very many years ago, I told you something that has come to life this very day. That in time to come, that the judgment will come into our land. And they have come. We are in a state of war. Every scientist, everybody must come out now to be prepared. We are going to dig our trenches. We are going to amass everything that we have built so far to prepare to repel the invaders. So in the coming weeks and months, men and women are going to die. After that, Biafra shall be restored. China has agreed to sell weapons to Nigeria. They have also signed an agreement to supply Nigeria with weapons. The Nigerian government recruited 3 hardened terror groups to fight this very battle for them. Al-Shabaab, they are in and around Lagos and Yoruba land. They are the ones to lead the attack against Yoruba. The main strike force of Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, they are advancing through Benue. They will enter into Kogi. From there, they will come into Anambra and Enugu. Whereas the main Boko Haram front, led by this same government, they are coming from Enugu. They are places in Baguchi, they are coming from Bauchi. That's where the armor, that's where the tax are that they have given to them with which to continue people. Because they promised them the oil and gas in Biafra land. And that Allah gave Nigeria to Fulani people. The Fulanis have come to take over our land. And we have said to them that they're not going to do it. We are not going to allow them to do it.
Yes, so let's see if we can play this. There is another clip that just sent to me. Let me see if I can play this clip. I hope. Mazi, please confirm if the voice is coming out there.
No, the voice is not coming.
The voice is not coming. Okay, please give me a little time to be able to deal with that.
The voice will come and
let's
go.
take a okay. Let's take a short break and I'll be back, please.
Nkukundiro bukwa mehekpagbo anyị n'ohu. Mano gakon getututa gbagne turi ne nejeni. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu puregede me mamago. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu puregede me mamago. Osanya gwologwu, osanya golema, osanya jeluka nke mbochi ndocha jagonyanwu. Osanya fele foto jeso mob nke neye. Osanye feli hakpurapu no ba wurak manye feli nkapirapi no bosisi di no shwa anyi kparu kedo no watero futarapo chukwa bia magba kwasa enya anyi nwere odogwu anyi nwere odogwu anyị nwere odogwu kpuregede memamago, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu kpuregede memamago. Osai kpokwa usanashi nehena tangbasu Boni yorobeswa nehebungbo kuru Anyeje luka he nehebundakri kpakpa Manye sole Mohammed no bonyera hejiko reka ezunu Biafra izu amosu Chukwa bia makpakwa sayenya Anyi nwere odogwu, anyi nwere odogwu, anyi nwere odogwu kpuregede memamado Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu kpuregede memamago. Osneligwe Biafra kutere aligara. Osu oche idoma chidokdoi, ne ochi ibagwa chidokdoi, kalaba ne abak ne abatete. Chukwa bia magbakwa sayenya, anyị nwere odogwu. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu kpuregede memamago. Anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu, anyị nwere odogwu kpuregede memamago.
Thank you very much. You're welcome back. I nwere odogwu, but I am around. I nwere odogwu. I nwere odogwu. We have a hero, but we don't know that we have a hero. A hero we do not recognize. I hope that when Solomon returns back, while we take the clip of this great hero who have sent us all the messages we need to hear. But unfortunately, men seem not to be ready. Men seem not to be ready. Mazi, let's take the clip.
Because what I am saying, our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecile. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwa Biama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, I was called to do this very work. I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwa Biama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwa Biama, because since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwa Biama. You must bring them now, I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. Is beyond what any human being can do. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. I was not in Nama. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of only 4. Only 4 Hausa people can sack an entire village in Biafra and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men. Until we regain our honor. Until we look at integrity and say, we must have a part of it. Until then, I have to see, to be honest with you. Wait. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward, not tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I am tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom, and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of the earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which owes to the living. That is why Biafra will stand, and Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And we march. The rest can come later on. I no longer give a damn. The disgrace and the insult is too much. We must go and meet our enemies even if we have only machete and hoes. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and die with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. We must assemble as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, this is the voice of the hero shouting from the wilderness, and today he's in the camp of the enemy. Mazi Solomon, while we gradually wind down this program, what is your message to our people?
Thank you so much, Mazi Pat. Somebody is recommending here the case of Gloria Okoli. There is something I want to tell people through this very program. Listening is very important, and this information is very, very important for everyone. IPOP has been in action on the ground. The action of IPOP is not Facebook or internet based. They have foot soldiers. They have people who are on the ground that take care of situation. So if anybody is being adopted or kidnapped, it is not by us coming on the Facebook calling the person's name that the person comes out. There is a legal teams that actually represent IPOP, and there is men on the ground that followed every case. And they have been activated. Once a matter involves an IPOP family members, then the activities of IPOP on the ground is being activated. So that is what I wanted you to know. Our greatest enemy, the kidnapper, the killer, the destroyer, is Fulani government, headed by Buhari. And until we bring down that very government and declare the freedom of Biafra, kidnapping, adoption, killing can never stop. And that is our message. And that is the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a time that every Biafran has to determine that whatever it takes to ensure that the killing and the adoption come to an end, that we will give it out. Here, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is lamenting. Some of you who said, what is happening today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being kidnapped. And there is people being confused here and there. We are pushing ourselves. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is lamenting here. This is his lament. He said he's tired of coming to broadcast. He needs 100 men. He needs men who are determined, who cannot be pushed around by the present circumstances. He needs men who can stand up against every odd. He doesn't need people who are vegetable. He cried and said he has searched all over Biafran land, and what he's seen is like he's seen people who cannot represent men. And that is what you are seeing in the Facebook today. Gossip everywhere. Gossip everywhere. Men are sitting down. They are still looking for somebody. Now entertain her. Somebody that will be entertaining them. And they are not standing out. And that is why in the Biafran land, you wait for a command to stop to stop campaign of a politician. They come in open place, they do their barakataba, they go free. They walk free on the street. Because there was no man. If there is men who can take battle to the doorpost of their enemy, will the politicians be walking free in Biafran land? Will they be walking free in Biafran land today? All these mischief makers, will they be walking around? But we just have people who we want to stay close with their girlfriend with Facebook. And they are looking for somebody Ghanaian Rolififo. Where they're supposed to act, they will abandon it and they will be looking at who is this and who is that. Where is the man? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cry. Is it this kind of people that he will take to war? Yes, you are asking where are the men? Where are the men that supposed to tell Fulanis that our land is no crossed area, is no go area? That is what we need to prepare our mind to. And anybody who is asking anybody who is in abroad, where are you? Why can't you come down to do this thing by yourself? You will have to consider anybody who is abroad under 24 hours light supply, running water, cold water, and the warm water, under tight road, and under an environment that is very conducive for human. And they still have time to be coming out to tell people that things is not right in our own land. Somebody who has such a time, you don't have that moral to question that person. Where are you? Why can't you come down? You don't have the right. Because if you are in the environment where I am, you shouldn't be coming here to talk about Biafra. If you happen to be in the environment where I am, I will take you around. I will take you around in my house. If you happen to be in the environment where I am, you can never mention Biafra. So many of you who are in that terrible situation in Nigeria, being deprived every right of human, yet you are not speaking out. You are quiet. You are busy making unnecessary arguments. And those who put you in a terrible condition, they are going free. They are walking free. This is why Mazi is lamenting. And he's not asking for much. He's not asking for much. He's only asking for 100 men that will not be afraid of prison, that will not be afraid of cell, that will not be afraid of whatever will be the outcome. 100 men. It's not men that will see war. When they see prison, they will run away. When they see money, they will give up the struggle. He's not asking for 100 men that when you fly just a small cash in their face, they will give up the struggle. When they see just a small obstacle, they will give up this. Just to talk to them, tell them something. Tell them something that is right they have to do. They will turn. They will turn against you. They will begin to vomit every fire and brimstone. People who over every obstacle, they will turn their back. They will want to escape. They will want to give excuse. Mazi is asking for 100 men who are determined, who will be determined. Come rain, come sun, no matter the gossip, because nobody has passed through the type of the pressure of gossip that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone through. Mazi, you can even play the video for them. They say they urinated upon him. They urinated upon him. He did not stop. Women urinated and pour upon him. He does not make them to stop. He continued going hard on Nigeria until we come to where we are today. But just small gossip people will say about you. You are already giving up. Is this how this Biafra will come? Is this how this Biafra will be? If it is this how Biafra will be, let me remain Nigeria. You people are too much. You people claiming membership. A small gossip. Is that the kind of people? That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is crying in this his message. I am tired. I have searched around. There is no man. There is no man to stand against every obstacle, to stand against every barrier. I hope these men come forward. I hope these men stand up at this very time. I hope that they don't disappoint Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I hope that these men stand up for leadership at this very point in time. I hope that these men that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has cried over this year begin to spring out, or else will be overtaken by the Fulanis. Their plan, they are marching out towards their plan. They have not stopped an inch. They have not stopped an inch. Not even one threat. Not even one threat has made them to derail from their plans. They are marching out with their plans because they know that the people to supply them arms are standby. All the Arabic nations, all the Arab nations, they are ready. They are ready to stand by the Fulanis. They are ready. Except Israel. They are ready. Iran are ready. Lebanese, they are ready.
And even Taliban have joined.
Has also joined. They are ready. And we are busy playing. And these men are busy. These men that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is requesting here are busy playing local politics. Playing local politics. Looking for power grabbing. Looking for who to sanction and who not to sanction. We must rise up to occasion, and we must not be like the governors of the Eastern region who are not connected with their people. We must rise up to occasion. We must know that there is call for men to stand out, to stop this jihad that the Fulanis are bringing down to our land, to stop the Fulanis that have come to claim our ancestral land and make us their slave. They conquer Hausa land, and nobody thinks that their own village or their own state cannot be conquered. Systematically, they are doing it.
Let's take a look at what the future might hold for us.
our life. Whether ma kuke ne kullu.
Somebody who answer Ogochukwu here, Nzurumike, said, I guess you are a man too. Yes, I am a man.
You are a man.
And that is why I'm here. That is why I'm standing up. In the midst of comfort that I have. In the midst of comfort that I have. In the midst of the comfort that I have, I am here to talk about what is happening.
You deny yourself sleep.
Do you want to see my bed?
Deny yourself.
Do you want to see my house? Do you want to see the level of the comfort I am in? I will show you if you want to see it. It's not something somebody can just wake up and come to stand here before the Facebook to start talking. The comfort is too much that we are here and we abandon such things. And we are not giving time to such comfort we have here, where you have government who take care of you. Anything that happen, Medicare, you go to hospital, the same sickness you use millions of naira to treat in Nigeria, they will treat you free here.
It's taking care of free.
They will
Medicare.
treat you free Medicare.
100%.
The water, whenever I want to, I just go to the bathroom. I will the hot water is waiting for me. I'm not looking for kettle to boil water, put in the bucket. The water from the tap is ready for drink, pure water, clean water. Whenever I want water, I don't need to go to stream. I don't need to go to the water and fetch water from where people are pooling. But these are the conditions they subject you in Nigeria. I will enter my car from my house to where I'm going. I will not enter one pothole. I will drive freely. Everywhere is organized. And somebody is stepping out of that comfort to tell you about your freedom, to tell you about what needs to be done. Do you think that it is death that we cannot face? Do you think is the risk we cannot face?
When the time comes, for me.
When the time comes.
When the time comes,
because
for me,
you don't
yes,
know.
I go for
you
it.
don't know the value of those people who are here, who are outside Nigeria. You don't know their value. You don't know that it is because of people who are outside this Nigeria that you are still breathing today. Okay, since they kidnapped Mazen and and brought him to DSS dungeon, have you spoke? Have you spoke? Have you seen him walk freely in your street? You don't know you are breathing because we are here. Go and check and see with this very weak economy Nigeria have, who is helping the people to survive? These people who are working, carrying shit, doing all manner of job in this very place to send money back home, to reimburse the people.
Even the ESM funding.
Even the ESM
that
funding
protects our people.
That even right now are looking after our people in their farm. It is people who are here organizing those things, making sure those things that is being financed. You think people are just abroad?
I think we have to start rounding it. We have to start rounding up, Mazi.
My brother. I felt like because so many of them, which we know that they come to put the Igbo name in their profile, while they are not Igbo, they are coming to attack us as though we don't know what we are doing. We know what we are doing. We know, and we want to tell you what you need to do to free yourself. What you need to do to free yourself. You need to stand out against every odd. Anybody in this very process that gossip stop, you are not man enough. The Bible said if you fail in the days of adversary, that means that your strength is not enough. Your strength is little. You should not allow gossip, Facebook gossip, to stop you at this very moment. You should not allow Facebook saga to stop you at this very moment. There is men who are on the ground. They never show their face. They never show their face in the Facebook, but they are in their duty posts. You are busy talking, yapping. They are busy walking. Don't you know you need to join them? Don't you know you need to rise up to occasion? Don't you know you need to do something? You are panicking. During the war, the 1960 to 1970, so many people, their women, so many men, their women are wrapping them in the wrapper. Some are disguising themselves as a woman. Some, they stayed in the hole because they don't want to come out to face the challenge. They prefer where it is easy because gossip is easy. Picking on each other is very easy. And that is the job which men who's supposed to take this battle to the doorpost of the enemies are doing, resolving to gossip. Check every platform. What are people doing when Fulanis are busy killing our people? When Fulanis are busy overtaking everywhere, politically, otherwise? What is your governor representative doing? What are your coordinators doing? You looked at their face and you call them. Man, this is not the time to gossip. This is the time to stand up as a man. Our leader is languishing in DSS dungeon. It's not a time for us to be looking for power to grab. It's not the time for us to begin to look for where to gossip and venting our anger to the wrong people. I've said it in this very program. There is no need of you being angry with individuals who cannot, even if you kill them, they can't stop, they can't change anything. The people who are holding us today down are the Fulani government led by Buhari. If that government, if it goes down, your freedom will be declared. If you succeed in stopping the Fulanis, you will gain freedom. You don't gain anything by trying to stop any individuals who are not contributing to what Fulanis are doing, who is not contributing to what Buhari and his government is doing. Our people should rise up to occasion. Mazi, before we round up this very program, I will like you again to play the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and see how the man is breathing hard and said, where are the men? Where are the men that will abandon gossip and they go for what we give freedom to their people? Where are the men that will stand against every odd, that will not turn back when it has to do with the freedom of their people? Mazi, play the voice so that people will begin to understand that before Mazi get to where he is today.
And Mazi, from what we had, that even checkpoints have started returning back to Biafra land again. Checking point where the police now start to extort money from our people. They are beginning to bring it back again.
Exactly. Exactly. Men, all of us, I've said it here so many times. They thought, hey, this person has died. Do you see how it goes? Every one of us is going to die. Even every day you live your life, you are just going closer to death. Every day, every blessed day you live your life, you are approaching towards to death. You are going close to death. And the death does not spare you just because you are in your house. So many people have also in their house while sleeping comfortable with family. A cow ran into the house and kill everybody. Fire burst out and kill everybody. It's not
building collapse.
For you to sit down and think you are doing nothing because you want to save your life. Your life is not safe. Because what will destroy it, you are keeping quiet, is actually inviting what will destroy that life. Very important. That we are here breathing and talking now does not mean that we have escaped death. Nobody has escaped it. It is something that everybody must have share on. It doesn't matter how glittery your body is now. You will share part with it. So we better we use the life that God has given us to do something, to free ourselves, so that the days that we will live here, we will find fulfillment. And it can only come through the freedom of Biafra. It will only come through the freedom of Biafra. If we are not free, there is no amount of comfort you feel outside your ancestral land that can be able to replace the place of your ancestral land. No and none. The only place we can feel fulfilled is in our ancestral land. Men should step forward. Men should stop